this is Miss Stormy, Youth Librarian with the Corpus Christi Public Libraries. Today for our craft time, I will be sharing how to make these watercolor prints using just a few supplies you probably have around your house. So I have two examples here. This is one of a print I printed out on the computer. And if you don't have a printer, this is one that I drew on with a permanent marker. So there are two different ways to do this craft. If you have a printer, you can make something on your computer and then print it out on heavy paper like cardstock. And if you don't, then you'll need some additional supplies, mainly a permanent marker. So for this craft, you're going to need some sort of heavy paper. If you happen to have watercolor paper around, that's going to be the best, but I'm guessing most of us probably don't have that around our house, so cardstock will also work. If you're going to draw your own design, you're going to need a permanent marker. And if you're going to print, then you'll need to pause this video, go ahead and decide what you want to print from your computer, and then come back to learn how to do this technique. So this is going to be good for children around the ages of 4 and 6 and up, depending on which one you do. A 4-year-old can probably do this technique because we won't be using anything permanent. For this one, you will be using a permanent marker, so probably a child around the age of 6 or so. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will share how to do this technique with you. And this is a great craft to explore some color theory and color mixing. So for this, what you're going to need is some sort of heavy paper, like I mentioned, watercolor paper if you happen to have it, or cardstock. Also, this craft can be a little messy, so you might want something to put your paper down on. So I have a larger sheet here, and I'm going to use this plain sheet to show you how to do this technique. You're also going to need a plastic Ziploc bag, markers in the color of your choice, and a spray bottle. So my spray bottle is very large, but you can see I have a spray bottle of water here. If you don't have a spray bottle, you can use anything, a cup. We'll just need to be careful with the water because we don't want to get anything too wet. So to do this, all we're going to do is take our plastic bag and we're going to color it with the colors that you want your print to be. So let me bring back my example so you can kind of see what I did here. So this one has some orange, blues, and purples. This one, greens, blues, and yellows. So just remember, whatever we put on here is going to end up on the paper. So I'm going to take some markers and just start coloring in my plastic bag. So once you have your basic colors down, you can kind of see what my bag looks like. Let me show you. That's probably better to see. Well, we want to go and blend some of these colors together. So for example, I used this blue up here. I'm going to kind of take it through some of this purple to give me more of that watercolor effect. I'm going to take my orange and blend it up through the purple. And my teal and blend it up through the blue. So there is what my bag looks like now. Now I'm going to take my spray bottle and spray it with water. So if you don't have a spray bottle, you can drip. We do want it to be wet and watery, but you don't want it to be overflowing. So I'm kind of mixing my water colors just a bit together here. I'm going to take my paper, and again, I'm using cardstock. You're going to want some sort of slightly heavier paper. So whatever you have around will work. And I'm just going to press it down and try not to move it. I'm just going to gently lift it up, get rid of some of the excess there. And there is my print. Of course, this one is blank. I don't have a design on it, but that is the technique. So you can do that with your own. Now, this craft only takes about 5 minutes to actually do, but you will want to let this dry for about an hour. That's why I have this larger paper here. So I've moved my wet Ziploc bag out of the way, and the reason you want heavier paper is because this is quite wet. It needs to dry before you'll be able to really use it. I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. And let me bring this back just so you can see. Of course, you can make your own designs. This one is with a Sharpie, so a permanent marker, and this one is one that I printed out. But I have now shared with you this watercolor technique. So if you enjoyed this craft, we would love to see what you make with it. Feel free to share with us on Facebook at Corpus Christi Public Libraries, and also follow us for more virtual programs. If you're interested in picking up arts and crafts books or any other books, you can do that by going to our catalog at cctexas.com/library and placing books on hold for curbside pickup at any branch. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and please tune in again very soon. Goodbye!